Hello and welcome to my review of the Tritton Pro Plus 5.1 surround sound headset that you can see over here. I'm going to show you the unboxing of the headset, and also I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experiences with it. I won't spoil the review by telling you anything more about it now, but what I will do is just quickly show you the reason why I'm having to buy one, or why I had to buy one of these headsets, and that is that I currently am using this EX05 at the moment, and as you can see there's a lot of tape around it. That's not a good thing. The reason for that being that basically the plastic casing cracks, which results in the headband coming through and digging into your head down the bottom there. It's not very comfortable over a long period of time, and it's irritating. The actual headset itself wasn't too bad though, generally. Really good quality sound really for the, I think it was £35 I paid for it. It was also useful because it has USB on it, as well as ordinary analog audio, which meant that connecting it up to the PC and Xbox, which are two things that I have and I need them for, was relatively simple and easy. But anyway, that's no good now. Only lasted 12 months, and I don't think I'd buy it cheaply again. So let's take a look at the Tritton Pro Plus headset. Okay, so this is the unboxing of the Tritton Pro 5.1 surround headset. It's the Pro Plus. As you can see, it's compatible with the PlayStation 4, the PC, Mac, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I don't know if it is with the Xbox One, but I don't have one, so it's not of concern to me. Apparently it's true 5.1 surround sound. Hopefully it'll be very good. It gets decent reviews, so let's have a look at it. Right, so it's got a fairly pleasing box, as you can see here. Okay, so packaging is just packaging, but hey, if it's nice to look at as well, that's a great thing. Just illustrates what you actually get in the pack on the back, the headset, the inline remotes, and also the little controller box as well, and decoder. Let's take a look inside and see what there is then. Not sure what the best way of doing this is while I'm holding the phone. Okay, so I'm back. I've just actually cut through the things in the box to get in, little seals. So let's have a look then. Yeah, looks quite pleasing. What's this? Full user guide, warranty information, all sorts of bits and pieces, and yeah, it's the full setup guide as well. Right, okay. Should cover most setups. We'll see how that goes in a minute. Okay, also comes with some information from Mad Cats about setting it up, and some Tritton stickers as well. Let's have a look. See the actual headphones and everything in there inside. It looks very nice. Sort of light up bits here and the remote and everything. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box. Okay, so you can see here that I've got the two separate bits. You've got the actual headset, and then you've got the decoder and cables and things in the bottom. Very pleasing packaging so far. It's a bit of weight to the headphones, which some people might not like, but I do. I've had plenty of cheaper headphones in the past which are flimsy and lightweight and that come apart, so I'm quite pleased that there's a bit of weight and heft to those. Hopefully it won't be so heavy as to drag my head down during play, but we'll see. Right, so let's go ahead and just pull the decoder out, if we can actually take this thing out. It seems well and truly stuck in the box with that sealed underneath, so I'm just going to stop this while I have a look. Okay, so you've got the decoder here. Yeah, it was just very tightly placed into the packaging, which is why I couldn't get it out originally. It's got all the controls on the front. Feels nice and weighty. I don't think that's going to be sliding around anywhere. Yeah, it's got all the information, that optical lead stuff, a USB jack, and I think it's got the analog jacks behind the sticker as well. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Overall, pleased with the quality of that so far. Let's have a look in these as well. Oh, in fact, they've got little seals on them as well, so I'm going to just remove those before going any further. Okay, so you've got the power adapter and the different plugs for depending on where you are in the EU in here, and I presume the other box is the connector cables, such as the USB cable for the actual headset, probably. If I can get in, what a pain. Yeah. Okay, so you've got the PC adapter here from the look of it with USB and the analog stuff for that. So it's like an ordinary USB cable, that one. This is the microphone which attaches to the headset. Look at it, the boom mic. Yet more connectors as undisclosed. I don't know which one this is for. Could possibly be the PS3. I don't know yet. It's an optical cable for connecting to PC and Xbox. And there's like an Xbox breakout cable here as well from the look of it. Yeah, with optical out on it. So, with those options, I should have plenty of different opportunities to connect the thing up. So the next thing to do is take the actual headset out. Right, okay, so I'm just getting the actual headphones out, and I've got to say the instant thing I feel is that they are solidly manufactured. I'd read a couple of reviews that had said, hey, I'm not so sure about the manufacture quality and all the rest of it, and to be honest with you, I really don't know what they're talking about, because this is probably the most solid PC headset I've ever come across. Very pleasing indeed. Obviously the ear cups and everything seem better quality, and the plastic seemed better quality than I could have thought, so overall I'm pretty pleased with that. You've obviously got the inline remote here as well with the different settings on it. Obviously you can adjust individually the separate speakers within the actual unit there. Obviously front, centre, rear and the subwoofer as well. Well, I should presume it means bass for that. And there's a lot of cables and stuff there. So let's just see if we can take this out to get an idea of what size this is. Alright, yes. Yeah, okay, so it's got a nice clip. You can get it clipped on itself. I've got a much cheaper Microsoft headset actually, which is good quality for what I paid for it. And it's got a unit like this, an inline remote thing on it, but it's got absolutely no way of clipping it to yourself, which is crap. So you just end up with this thing dangling down, banging into you and moving about while you're trying to use a computer, which is not a very good design. So pleased that that's got the clip. We'll be using that. Yeah, it's got all the different connections. It's like the port at the bottom for the Xbox Live communicator. Yeah, all the switches and stuff feel fairly solid. So yeah, it'd be nice to. Oh yeah, brilliant. That's like a jog switch on that. That's quite nice. Feels quite solid. Yeah, overall pretty pleased with that. I felt like I was taking a risk almost by buying it. Build quality and everything looks really good. Really pleased with it. So the next thing, of course, is to plug it in, get it set up, and see if it sounds as good as it looks. These are the actual Tritton Pro Plus headphones plugged in. As you can see, the Tritton logo lights up very nicely, as do the buttons on the inline remote, and obviously there are indicative buttons depending on what you've got plugged in and activated on the actual box itself, on the decoder box. Now I've got mine set up in a particular way. I'm using the optical out from the back of my Audigy 4 Pro, which I know is very old now, but still works very well. So it's coming out the back of here of the SPDIF out, and it goes into the back of the Tritton control box there. One thing that did sort of upset me to start with is I unplugged the thing, unplugged my old headset and stuff, and plugged this in with a USB and tried the audio, and I am shocked to say that the audio was absolutely terrible. I thought, God, if this is the quality that I've paid for here, then very disappointed. It certainly was no better than my old headphones, which I showed you earlier, so I was really quite disappointed. But then I realised I must have got something configured incorrectly, so I unplugged the USB from the controller box and decided just to purely concentrate on the SPDIF out, which I hadn't selected actually in the audio settings for my PC, and that made a massive difference, an absolutely massive difference to the sound instantly. It was superb, you could hear it was really good, and the decoder box was clearly processed in 5.1 surround at that point. So yeah, music came to life immediately. I was really impressed. The multi-speaker setup really does make you feel like you're sat in a room with an orchestra around you, or different instruments in case of a band. Really good. I was quite pleased with it, to be honest. So yeah, booting up games, I've tried it in a few things. State of Decay recently, something I'm into. Yeah, really good atmospheric sounds. And weirdly, I played on a Tuesday night, which I sometimes play with some old friends of mine who went to uni together. We have a Tuesday night gaming night, and I decided to boot up StarCraft 2, and we've been playing Bardoc's Tower Defense on that. And I wouldn't have, presumed that something like that would make a lot of difference to. Obviously the sound would be the best thing to show off these headsets, but to my surprise they really did. From previous efforts with my older headset, which obviously you have already seen, it was a bit muddled, the sound, and although everything was fine and it had good bass and things, it was sometimes a bit difficult for you to pick out individual sounds. You certainly couldn't tell the location of where the baddies and action were coming from, and also it was sometimes hard to hear what people were saying. It wasn't very good. But the one thing I am pleased about is that the directional audio was really quite surprising. What I mean by that is, if I was scrolled to the top of the screen and the action was taking place down towards the bottom, it genuinely sounded like the action was taking place at the bottom, like was actually like sort of below you or behind you. And as you scrolled up, again, it was towards the top, and then left and right and so on. And also it picked out the individual sounds very well indeed. Very good quality, and hugely impressive. So much so that I'd prefer now, even though I do have a 5.1 setup, I've not got it laid out at the moment, but you can see I've got multiple speakers around here, and I've got a Logitech old THX setup there with DTS and Dolby Digital. Even though I would normally play with that and the surround, I've actually taken to playing with the Tritton because the sound quality is so good and the experience is so immersive. So yeah, that's a really positive thing really from Tritton, an excellent effort. I would say if I had to give it a score, I would probably give it 9 out of 10, with the only negative side being that, hey, if you're totally new to audio in the PC and you're expecting just to plug in and go, it's not going to work for you. You're going to have to do a bit of research. You're going to have to work out what the best way to attach it to your computer is going to be. I don't recommend the USB option, although it does work. The sound quality is, well, poor, simple as that. Very poor in fact. The only reason I use USB at the moment is purely for the mic input, so that the mic still works, and I just purely use the optical out, the SPDIF, for the audio into the actual headphones.